Hi everybody, my name is Talitha Brown and I'm one of the 19 Carver College of Medicine students that's completing their third year in Des Moines. And I've been asked to share a little bit about my experience on the Ob-Gyn Clerkship. It's my pleasure to do so. So first, I'll tell you a little bit about how the clerkship is organized. It's divided into 3 2-week blocks. The first block is obstetrics, and the second is gynecology, and the third is an outside block. And based on how many students are on the rotation with you will depend on what order you get those 3 blocks. The obstetrics and gynecology blocks are done pretty similarly. It's a little bit more of the same, where you're in a clinic setting and you're seeing obstetric patients on the obstetric days of the week and gynecology patients on the gynecology days of the week. You also have on the outside block, you'll go to different places within the Des Moines area, including to Mercy Hospital, where you'll get a chance to see perinatology and high-risk obstetrics. You'll also get a chance to go to an infertility clinic, and also you'll have a chance to go to the VA and conduct a gyne clinic there with one of the attendings at the hospital. What I didn't mention is that your obstetrics and gynecology rotation is completed at Broadlawns Medical Center, and that's a community hospital that's probably about 10 minutes away from the in-towner in Methodist Hospital, and you'll report there every day. The daily schedule depends on which rotation you're on, as you can imagine. So if you're on the clinic schedule, the obstetrics and gynecology part, you always have grand rounds and a didactic session every day. That's one at 7:30 and one at 12. And the didactic sessions are always accompanied by a meal, either hot breakfast or your choice of lunch in the cafeteria or the hot lunch that's provided. You'll also get a stipend on your card, so you can make a decision on where you want to eat or what you want to eat that day. On Tuesdays, Tuesdays when I did the rotation obviously was the OR day, and Thursdays were the special gynecology procedure day. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday were split between obstetrics and gynecology. And that basically means that at 7 o'clock, you would report to the hospital and you would pre-round on your either post-op gyne patients or postpartum obstetric patients, and you would have rounds with your attending, and then you would go to either your didactic session at 7:30 and either report to the clinic or report to the OR, depending on which portion, what day it was. If you're on the outside block, then you would follow the schedule that those individual preceptors gave you, whether that was reporting to the OR for gynecologic oncology, or reporting to the infertility clinic, or reporting to the hospital to meet an attending or another medical student if you were, say, at Mercy. The call schedule, you only take call during the 4 weeks or the 2 blocks that you are in the clinic or in a clinic setting, not during your outside rotation or outside portion of the rotation. And what happens is you rotate based on the number of students who are on that portion of the rotation with you. So if there are 3, and this includes the DMU students who are also with you, you could be taking call every 3 days or every 4 days. It's never like every day or every other day or anything like that. And you can take call from home, and if you get a page, then you report to the hospital. And if you get a late delivery or it's a complicated case or something goes really late, then you go home early into that next day after morning report. The things that I really liked about obstetrics and gynecology at Broadlawns and having the opportunity to do it and do the rotation in Des Moines is the amount of responsibility that you're given, that you're entrusted with. You see your own patients. You're responsible for writing notes. The staff, of course, signs off on it. They come in with a nurse when it's time to perform the exam. the pelvic exam or whatever procedure needs to be done, and that patient is yours, and you feel like you are giving the opportunity to have a direct impact on that patient's care. You are discussing it with your staff. You help make the decisions. If you feel like something needs to be done, you're able and you're free and you're encouraged to voice your opinion. As far as the notes are concerned, you're writing the notes, and you're expected to write notes on the patients that you see. It's several every day that you're in clinic, and you get very proficient and efficient with your note writing, your thought process, and your hands-on skills. Which leads me into one of the other things that I really enjoyed about OB at Broadlawns was the fact that you get to do so much. I'll never forget the very first time I delivered a baby, and as her head was coming out, and she looked up at me, and my eyes were the first that she saw when she came into this world. And that's something I'll never be able to forget. You're not standing behind a long line of other residents or fellows or people in the room to keep you from having those hands-on experiences. I had opportunities to put in IUDs, do biopsies, do cultures, and as I mentioned before, deliver babies, as well as first assist on numerous procedures. And the training, the experiences, my time here at Broadlawns, that's something I'll never forget. So I would strongly encourage you to consider obstetrics and gynecology at Broadlawns, and moreover, completing the year in Des Moines.